Level check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you happen to be looking at this on Facebook already, this is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer taking a swig of Diet Mountain Dew and getting ready to do the 7:15 live weather stream. Okay, according to my clock, it is 7:14, and under a minute we will be with you, or I will be with you, for the Fox 19 7:15 live streaming weather show. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer, and got a lot of weather to talk about. There is little doubt about that. So, okay. Ba 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 ba. Okay, it's 7:15 on my clock. Hi, everybody. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. Take a look at our camera from Newport on the Levee, looking at downtown Cincinnati. And the bridge you see there on the left, that is the Taylor Southgate Bridge, the one that's taking a good bit of the load off of 471, creating pretty massive traffic jams down there. The thing that you want to see, though, is, and we see that nice view of the city all the time. Look at that temperature, 62. Now, the normal high today, the normal high is 41 degrees, and so right now we are still 21 degrees warmer than what we get for our normal high temperature. We did hit 70 today officially, and that is a new record for the day, so it's been a very, very nice day. Can you believe it? 3 weeks ago, the wind chill was 21 below zero in a couple spots. So overall, remember, it's February, and whenever you have a record high, there's really only one way to go temperature-wise, and that is down. So and that's where we're headed. We're headed down a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at our tower camera shot. And you can see that downtown Cincinnati is looking pretty good. That orange there on the left is FC Cincinnati's TQL Stadium. Nice looking view of the city right there. And again, we've got mostly cloudy skies out there right now, but nothing, maybe a sprinkle, but I really doubt that's even going to happen around the tri-state. So airport temperatures right now, these are the 7 p.m. temperatures. It's down to 50 in Richmond. It's down to 62 at CVG, 58 in Wilmington, 59 in Batesville, 59 down in Maysville. Most of the other ones in the 60s still. So take a look at how much different it is than 24 hours ago. Hamilton, you're 21 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Harrison, 20 warmer. CVG, 14, 16 warmer at Lunken, 15 warmer at Batavia. Chillicothe, 20 warmer, so it is definitely a spring-like February early evening out there. Now, the high temperature today made it up to 70 degrees. That the official is at CVG. The last time it was in the 70s was the 6th of November. The old record, 66 degrees, set in 1883, and the highest February temperature in Cincinnati ever was 79 degrees, set back in 2018. I remember we were sitting around on this day waiting for the temperature to hit 80 for an all-time February record high. Well, it made it to 79, which was an all-time February record high, but it had never been to 80 in February. We were waiting for that. Didn't happen. And so, you know, meteorologists are those guys, wild and crazy guys. Most people go out and party, and we sit around waiting for temperatures to happen. Oh, well. To each his own, I say. All right, so here are the high temperatures today. You can see that the high temperature made it to 70 in a number of locations. CVG, the official, made it to 70. Harrison made it to 70, 71 at Lunken. Batavia made it to 70. Falmouth and Maysville made it to 70. 71 in Hamilton, 70 in Oxford and Middletown, 69 in Springboro. Now, Shelbyville, out of our viewing area, made it to 71, made it into the low 70s, too. In Ashland, overall, very, very warm, almost unprecedented warm day in the Cincinnati area, and there you can see those. It's 72 at Ashland. I'm not really sure what happened to Portsmouth at 61, but they may have had some lingering cloud cover. So we've got some high, thin cloud cover out there right now. Now that high, thin cloud cover, of course, is not really doing much weather-wise. What we are looking at, though, is way out to the west. Okay, now our next rain is going to get in here Wednesday on into Thursday, okay? And what we have here, you see this right here? This is a powerful cold front. You can see that arc of clouds. So the low is dropping out of the Gulf of Alaska, where a lot of low pressure systems are born. Here is an atmospheric river. See the streak of cloud cover right here? That's what we call an atmospheric river. So ahead of this front in this system, strong upper level flow out of the southwest, bringing warm, moist air out of the tropical Pacific. And it is going to be very snowy in the high elevations, very rainy. There are millions of people that may have some flooding issues from Los Angeles all the way up into Seattle over the next couple of days. Now, the remnants of that won't be as powerful as it comes our way. It's got to make its way over the coastal ranges, then the Rockies, reform in the plains, and then we'll look at it in just a minute, and then come our way and bring us the rainfall Wednesday late in the day on into Thursday. So that's our next rain event, okay? So let's go ahead, and there you can see that atmospheric river out to the west. So this evening, 62 right now. We expect the temperature to be 54 by 11 p.m. With a partly to mostly cloudy sky. 38, the overnight low, that will occur right around 9 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:44 and 7 a.m. If you're heading out around 7 a.m., in the next 12 hours, you'll see the temperatures drop off. I started this at the wrong spot. I meant to start at 7 a.m. So let's go through the night. You see maybe a sprinkle popping up in a few spots, but then temperatures by the time we get to 7 a.m. in the 30s everywhere except down in Lewis County, where it still may be around that 40-degree mark. So we are looking at a chilly start with wind chills in the mid to upper 20s as you head out the door tomorrow morning. So just remember today, it was beautiful, but again, whenever you have a record high temperature, especially at this time of the year, about the only thing that can happen is it can go down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So we are going to be talking about, and you'll see, it's a much cooler weather once again. Not the Arctic blast like we had, but definitely chillier weather coming our way. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that into motion, and you see temperatures kind of stay in the 40s during the day tomorrow. Okay, now here is the wide view, and you can see, I talked about that atmospheric river. You can see the precipitation, according to the model, out over the Pacific with that atmospheric river. Go away. And then you can see when you get into the higher elevations of the coast ranges and that, you've got a lot of snow with it. That is, what's going to happen is that part of the energy from that works its way out of the mountains. We're going to see precipitation for us develop here over the central plains. So let's go ahead and look at that and put this into motion. Watch right there. You see the precipitation develop. Now this is 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So late in the day on Wednesday, we'll go into some rain around the tri-state. It might start in a few spots as a little light mix, but I think for the most part rain. And the ground is warm enough after today's temperatures in the past few days that we're not going to see a big risk of any kind of icy conditions. As we head on into Thursday then, we may see some thunderstorm activity mixed in, but non-severe. Do not think they'll be severe. And then it moves off to the east. And by the time we get into late Thursday evening, it's gone. And then Saturday, another one comes our way. This is 4:50 a.m. Saturday. You can see that develops. Now this one has a little bit better chance of starting out as a mix. You can see the pink zone right here, which essentially extends from the city northward. And again, when we say a mix, it means rain and snow, so wet snow, rain mixed in. Ground is warm enough, it shouldn't be an issue. So that is a little bit after midnight into Sunday morning. Rain off to the south. And again, that is the next system that comes our way. And that could also have a little bit of thunder with it, but for the most part, I think that's going to be more just plain old rain. And then by 8:10 a.m. Sunday, it's moving off. The southern half of our viewing area is pretty much rain-free, and then it continues to move off to the east. So Saturday night into Sunday morning looks fairly wet. Now, the Storm Prediction Center, and we refer to these guys all the time. These are the specialists. They spend their entire job is looking for severe weather. And at this time of year, they don't usually have that much, but we're getting into spring, and of course, the deep south it's almost always warm and humid enough for it to be storms. But they have actually it's a 6-level scale, but it goes from 0 to 5. 5 being a high risk, 0 meaning just typical pop-up, or not pop-up, but typical thunderstorms, a little bit of thunder and lightning, and non-severe. And so you can see they've got this entire area in non-severe, or what I would call sub-severe thunderstorms. So maybe a clap or two of thunder as we head into Wednesday late night into Thursday. and then during the day on Thursday also. So we definitely have that chance of a little clap of thunder, but we are not talking severe weather for Wednesday into Thursday. Okay, that was the Storm Prediction Center. Now we go to what the Climate Prediction Center. So we go from the SPC to the CPC, and you can see there's a lot of colder than normal air out there. We're not in it yet. Between the 9th and the 13th of February, we're going to average out about normal, according to this. And then, as we head to the second half of their forecast, that goes on out to the 17th, we are a little bit below normal. We'll look at a graph that shows you what's going on there. And you'll see that the weather becomes unsettled and seasonably chilly once again. But by the time we get from the 16th to the 1st of March, we are talking about warmer than normal weather once again. Okay, so 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, a little bit above normal. It stays a little bit above normal through the 17th, and it stays above normal through the 1st of March. So we are again talking about probably a complete recharge of all the soil moisture. Remember how the drought was last year. I mean, it was so dry, and I couldn't believe it, because I live on Erie Avenue in Madisonville, and the hill behind us drops down to like Red Bank Road, or Red Bank Expressway as it's called. And that's the course of the old Ohio River before the glaciers came. And so once the glaciers melted and all that, so we have soil, but it's on top of clay that goes down forever. And it takes a lot for the clay to dry out. But last summer, or late, I guess it would be more like autumn, when it was still dry, you'd have to use a pickaxe to get through that clay. It was like rock. It was dried so hard and solid. And now all the soil should be completely recharged. Not only we had adequate precipitation, we had all that snow which gradually melted and soaked into the soil. We've got more than normal precipitation coming our way. So the outlook for the beginning of the growing season is good. The only risk we may run is that it may be a little bit too wet for farmers and that to get into their fields. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But it does look like through the 1st of March at least, more precipitation than normal around the tri-state. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast. 7-day looks like this. A low of 38 tonight, a high temperature tomorrow of 48, mostly cloudy. 29 and 46 on Wednesday with scattered showers. Scattered showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, and breezy. Again, not severe, just that chance of a clap or two of thunder. Mostly sunny on Friday with a high of 44, so 28 the low and 44 the high, so we're back down to around normal. 44 is just a bit above normal at this time of day, at this time of year. 33 and 55 on Saturday, 35 and 48 on Sunday, and back down to a high of 38 on Monday. So that roller coaster continues. 48 to 46 to 61 to 44 to 55 to 48 to 38. And so that's typical of this time of year. But overall, the weather is going to continue to be kind of unsettled. And then I've got Saturday and Sunday with that eyeball. Whenever you see the eyeball when I'm doing the weather, that eyeball could be a first alert weather. It's telling you we're watching out very closely for Saturday into Sunday. A mix of precipitation, maybe some heavier rainfall, but overall could be a fairly disruptive kind of Saturday into Sunday. Okay, beyond the 7-day forecast, tonight, the 11th should be dry. It looks like 25 and 37, and then Wednesday the 12th through Monday the 17th, each day could have a little bit of rain, or a little bit of rain and snow mixed, or a little bit of light wet snow. Notice it depends upon time of day, because morning lows throughout this 7-day stretch are all below freezing. Afternoon highs are warm enough that it should be just rain only. But if you have cold enough air upstairs, 38 and 39 at the surface is cold enough for a little bit of snow to make it. It's unlikely any day that you see 40 that there'll be a mix during the day. It'll have to be when the hours after the maximum temperature, when things have cooled off. So unsettled weather, I don't see any problem issues here. I don't see any big storms. I don't see any massive cold air outbreaks. I just see kind of normal weather coming our way for this time of year. So I hope you enjoyed today, because it ain't coming back anytime soon. All right, let's go ahead and now and take a look at the 14-day temperature forecast here. Give you all the temperatures in one graph. And there you see the highs, the lows. Notice the normal high temperature line, the normal low temperature line. And what you see there, the high temperature goes from 41 on the 4th to 44 on the 17th. Low temperature rises from 23 to 26. And if you look at this closely, you can see the wild roller coaster ride here. It kind of settles down as we get past the 10th. But it looks like the high temperatures settle down to just below normal. Low temperatures settle down to normal or just a smidgen above normal. And if you would average these out, for each day, if you average the high and low, it would come out to near normal for the forecast. So we aren't looking at anything big. Again, so what we've got some rain Wednesday into Thursday, the chance of some thunder, but no severe weather. We've got another rainy system Saturday into Sunday. Both days, we could see it start as a little bit of a mix, but especially over the weekend, the ground should be warm enough. It doesn't look like a big problem as far as wintry precipitation goes, but we could have enough rain on either situation to slow things down a little bit. Okay, time for me to take a look at Facebook, see who's got questions or comments. All right, I'm already there. All right, so Susan Wally says, good evening. Hope I enjoyed this beautiful day. You know, Susan, I did. Now, everybody knows that my wife and I have 8 adopted dogs. They were rescued from a variety of places for a variety of reasons. And we don't have a real big house, and they just live in the house with us. They're not outside dogs, and we don't have a section of the house set off for them because our house isn't big enough for that. And so whenever you get a day like this, it's an opportunity to air the house out. So I had windows open everywhere in the house until I left for work. And then I got to the parking garage, parked on the upper deck, looked at the sun. Man, this is so nice. Maybe I ought to just turn around and go home. But I didn't, so. And then Susan says, Susan Wally says, I could enjoy this weather the rest of winter. You and me both. And everybody knows that I like winter weather, like it a lot. But I tell you what, this was such a welcome break. 70 degrees, the official high, a new record high for the date. I'm not complaining at all. And then, let's see, Molly Purcell Pollock says, hey, you hit it 70 in Pleasant Plain. Sure felt like spring. Maybe the groundhog was wrong, and spring is coming early. Well, you know what I call the groundhog the weather rat. Professional jealousy, maybe, because he gets so much attention. I don't know. It is a great, I love the tradition. I love the fact that this goes back actually hundreds of years, and even further back in Europe, it was a tradition. And it's nice. It gives us something to talk about, raises weather awareness. I'm not really against it, but just for effect, I call him the weather rat. So, and this is just, you just heard that beep. That's a tweet from NWS in Wilmington. Cincinnati hit 70, Dayton reached 66, Columbus reached 65. All 3 record high temperatures. So Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus all had record highs, according to the National Weather Service up in Wilmington. All right. Tina Wolf, please, no snow in Indiana. Tina, we're working on it, but there could be a little mixed, but no big accumulation and nothing that's going to pack down like that. Okay, just weak systems that are just marginal as far as temperature goes, so that all adds up to more wet weather. Jane Lawson says, hi. Hey, Jane, how are you? Okay, Jeff Beechler, who's the guy that loves snow so much. Everybody, if you watch all the time here, you know Jeff always wants snow. He's been talking about getting snow since last June. And he says, the rain's okay, not much rain, not too much, and no severe storms. Jeff, and then he didn't mention snow this time, so yeah, and we might see just enough. After all, it's February. Mike Barledge says, good weather for his birthday tomorrow. Hey, happy birthday, Mike. Hope all the years you've had have treated you well, and I hope you got many more to come. Did they figure out who's, Ricky McBride, did they figure out who's taking over for you? Not yet. And for obvious reasons, I'm not part of that discussion, so I can't even give you some inside clues. But whatever way it goes, they've interviewed people from out of town, they've interviewed internal candidates. They're doing what what has to be done to get the best person to serve you the best we can, and then I'm not going to completely disappear. I've talked to management here, and when they have times where they need extra help, if somebody's sick, and that I'm going to be every once in a while subbing, so I won't be gone completely. Sharon Williams says, Minneapolis, heart, heart. I guess, are you from Minneapolis, Sharon? Well, Minneapolis is a nice place. I like Minneapolis, especially in winter. Dave Piet says, hello from Hillsboro. Hello, Dave. And of course, you know our meteorologist, Ethan Emery, is from Hillsboro. Actually, it's Berrysville, a little community. I guess it's southeast of Hillsboro. And I tell you what, man, that terrain, that landscape out there in Highland and Adams counties is so great, that rolling, beautiful terrain, especially in the fall. In the spring when it starts to get green, and in the fall when the colors turn. Sharon Williams, hello to you. Oh, okay, she says she was born and raised in Minnesota. Great. I used to, I went to graduate school at Lincoln, Nebraska, at the University of Nebraska, and there was one of my fellow students. She and her husband were from kind of northern Minnesota, and she used to tell me that everybody calls Minnesota the land of 10,000 lakes. She said, well, it's really the land of 10,000 lakes and 100,000 swamps, and that's because of all the old glacial material there. Very clay, holds moisture well, and there's a lot of remnants from the old glacial ages. So Sharon, I like Minnesota. It's a nice place. And if you're into winter weather, ice fishing, things like that, it's great. Okay, and those are all the comments. So what I'm going to do now, as I usually do after I take a look at our Facebook comments and answer any questions, I will go back over the forecast. So if you joined late, you can get that information. And I'll check Facebook one more time for comments after we get that done, and that'll be the end. All right, so let me go back to, how far do I want to go back here? Where'd it go? Okay, I'm just going to go back to the Climate Prediction Center stuff. So we're going to drop off to an overnight low tonight of 38 and the high tomorrow only in the 40s, so a lot different. Today, our high of 70 is actually 29 degrees warmer than normal. So you don't often get 29 degree warmer than normal weather in the tri-state. So here you go. Climate Prediction Center says from the 9th through the 13th, we should be just a bit warmer than normal. There's the second half of their forecast, and it overlaps the first half a little bit. Goes out to the 17th, and it says a little bit cooler than normal around the tri-state, but not extreme. And then their 3 to 4 week outlook, now this came out Friday, it will be updated again on Friday, says that we will be warmer than normal. Precipitation-wise, we stay a little bit above normal through the 17th, and then as we head to the 1st of March, we're looking at precipitation more than normal. And again, my only concern about this kind of thing is that, okay, we needed the rain. We really needed to recharge the soil. It's recharged now. However, if we end up in this kind of a pattern, there may be too much moisture too late in the winter season or too early in the spring season for farmers when they need to get into the field. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, and we'll let you know how that looks. Okay, so that's the precipitation outlook. Now your 7-day forecast looks like this. Tonight's low 38. So remember, it hit 70 today, and so we're going to take, we're going to take 32 degrees off that for tomorrow morning's low. 29 and 46 with scattered showers Wednesday. Wednesday night into Thursday morning could be some scattered thunderstorms. Thursday could be some scattered thunderstorms. But the high does make it to 61 again on Thursday. And then back down to 44, mostly sunny on Friday. Some rain on Saturday and 55, 48 on Sunday, and then Monday 38. Now, the rain on Saturday, notice the low 33, the high temperature 55. If it starts early enough in the day on Saturday, it could be a little rain snow mix. If it lasts long enough into Saturday night into Sunday morning with that low of 35, it could be a little rain snow mix, but it does not look to be a big winter issue. Okay, beyond the 7-day, there's Valentine's Day on the 14th. Nothing predicted for the 11th, but we do have that chance each day from the 12th through the 17th of rain, a little bit of wet snow, or maybe a little bit of a wintry mix, but nothing really big on any of those situations. And then here's the 14-day temperature outlook. High temperatures show that wild roller coaster ride there for the first few days, and then they settle down to a little bit below normal on the high side. That wild ride settles down to a little bit above normal on the low temperature side, and so that all adds up to back to February. Today was more like April. It's going to go back to February pretty soon. Okay, let me take a quick look here, see what's going on Facebook. So, and then Jeff Beechler. Oh, Jane Lawson says she's going to miss me during storm season. Her mom will too. Well, and I tell you what, here at Fox 19, everybody's doing their best to find the right person to give you information that you can understand and that you can use to stay safe. And they take that responsibility very seriously, and that's what's going to happen. Sharon Williams says, thank you. And Jeff Beechler says, we've been talking about moving out to Montana. Oh, man, Montana is such a beautiful place. I love Montana. Oh, it is gorgeous. I mean, especially if you can get out of a city and live in a little rural place. It is so beautiful in Montana. I just love Montana, western Wyoming, and that beautiful, especially up near Yellowstone National Park. Carla Wood says, so technically March will come in like a lamb and go out like a lion. That is what it's looking like, Carla. Okay, well, that's it. I thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow at 7:15. We'll talk more about the rain for Wednesday night into Thursday and the chance for some non-severe thunderstorms. And we'll talk about the Saturday into Sunday situation also. So that's it for now. Have yourself a nice night.